Hey, I am now live with you from the Out of the Box podcast. I want to apologize for the breakdown in transmission for these few days. It is a combination of technical problem and some time constraint that give me a temporal divorce with you guys. But I'm back. I'm Out of the Box podcast. I am Gabriel Ishmael. Um, uh, Today we'll be talking about um, uh, West Africa. Um, we'll be talking about Africa, and it's also relates to geopolitical issues that we'll be highlighting in this podcast or in this presentation. But before going further, let me thank you for subscribing. You have been subscribing. We have crossed the 1,000 threshold. But guess what? Now that we have crossed the 1,000 threshold, I want us to hit straight to the 2,000. So thanks for the subscription, thanks for the likes, and thanks for the um, uh, messages. And I like it like that because it gives us the opportunity to interact. Today we'll be talking about a very, very important topic. Before I start this topic, let me say bravo to Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Um, uh, Congratulations to Captain Assim Goita of Mali. And kudos to Lieutenant Colonel Abdurrahman Thciame of Niger. I am congratulating these leaders because they have gradually perfecting the ambition and the dream of the late Dr. Kwame Nkruma, the father of Pan-Africanism. So we want to say thanks to these three military leaders because more than 60 years since Dr. Kwame Nkrumah made that emphatic declaration that um, uh, the black man, if given the chance, the black man, if given the chance, can manage his own affairs. But before delving in my topic, let me celebrate with you. Out of the Box podcast is my mouthpiece to the wall. I also run a foundation called the Emmanuel Dankande Christian Foundation. I run advocacy, and I was singled out around my community to join um, uh, a group of Africans that have done well to manage society in various perspectives. So this is the award, Gabriel Ishmael. This award is inscribed in gold. Yes, this is Gabriel Ishmael. Yeah. So I want to celebrate with you, and I want you to celebrate with me because people from Nigeria. It's again a pastor, a very young pastor, Pastor Jerry. Oh, please, network, don't try it. Pastor, Pastor Jerry also certificated me and and humanity. So we won't stop. We have to continue to elevate the lives of the African in our own. Let me say again, bravo, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the black man today, the black race, you name it. So today he's blazing the trail. And these guys, I want to say kudos to them. They have three of them are leading three governments in the Sahel: Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Now, in Burkina Faso, this is the name of Captain Ibrahim Traore government. It's a patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration. That is Burkina Faso. In Mali, they have National Committee for the Salvation of the People. Then in Niger, they have National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland. Bravo. Do you know why I'm saying bravo to them? These three countries in West Africa, they have shamed ECOWAS. They have shamed the African Union. They have done what none of these African institution, organization have ever done. On the 23rd of March, on the 23rd of September 2025, just last month, these guys abandoned the International Court of Justice. The ICC, I normally call them the International Comic Center. You see, the International Criminal Court is in The Hague, and this International Criminal Court was established on the was established 2002. 137 countries signed the Rome Statutes, and 125 ratified the Rome Statute. That means we will have gotten an institution that has the ability to regulate international justice. That means we will have gotten an institution that will say no to impunity. That means we will have gotten an institution that will put the wall. 137 countries. But guess what? Irrespective of the strength of this 137 country, one country, the United States of America, has not only defied them, have heaped, unleashed sanction on them. They are banning lawyers, judges, officials of this organization. They have even banned the lady that is leading the rapporteur for Gaza. That Italian lady has been banned. So I am saying that I am congratulating these three African leaders and these three African nations for abandoning this neo-colonialist institution that was only used. They are using it as a weapon to afflict or destroy, intimidate, ruin third world countries, on countries that are not within or among the cabal of the West. See what happened recently, just recently. FIFA, Federation of Football, Federation International for Football Association, FIFA. This FIFA, Federation International Football Association, and UEFA, when Russia attacked Ukraine, a sovereign nation, unleashed mayhem, destroyed the infrastructure of Ukraine, killed the Ukrainians for Putin's own and Russian interests, for Russian national security interests, FIFA banned Russia. But recently, when Eric Cantona and other global icons asked same FIFA to ban Israel for the genocide in Gaza, go and find out what the FIFA president said. He said they don't use politics. They don't use sports to handle world peace. They don't engage in politics. That is the world that we are living in. That's why I congratulated these three African leaders for abandoning the International Court of Justice. They shocked the world. Dr. Kwame Nkruma was advocating for Africa to manage its own affairs. 3 countries in West Africa, they have set the standard. Now look at these countries. Look at these countries. Please, let's look at these countries. They are the Sahel countries. Look at them. Today, after abandoning France, their GDP outlook is fantastic and it is positive. Burkina Faso, 5.495%. Niger, 9. Burkina Faso, 5.494%. Niger, 9.869%. And Mali, 3.781%. Guess what? These African countries left ECOWAS on the 25th of January this year. Now, they have a single passport. They call them the Confederation of the Sahel. They have a single passport. They have an ID card. They are they are constructing the Central Bank of Sahel so that they will kick out the CFA. They are putting down modalities to kick out France as the official language. Is that not what Dr. Kwame Nkruma was advocating for when he entered that hall in 1963? Dr. Kwame Nkruma told his colleagues that we either unite or perish. This is not all for these countries, these 3 countries. Do you know these 3 countries, they have their own NATO. Beside their armed forces, they have put together 500 strong forces. If you touch one, you touch all. Way back before the Americans and the Europeans started NATO, Kwame Nkrumah have you already envisaged that dream for Africa. But we are happy that 3 young men, Capitano Ibrahim Traore, Capitano Assim Goita, Colonel Abdul, they have shown the West that the African man, the black man, can make it. Guess what? Right after overthrowing Mohamed Bouzam was a France puppet over Niger. Right after removing that man from power, when that man was managing Niger under a Paris regulated democracy, Niger was among the poorest country in the world. Their economy was in the doldrum. Now that the military guys have taken over, Niger is the fastest growing economy in Africa. Bravo. And one of the fastest growing economy in the world. Burkina Faso is domesticating the national resources of Burkina Faso. Don't get me wrong. I am a consummate Democrat. I stand for democracy, but not this repressive government in the name of democracy in West Africa, where elections are beside Ghana. Elections are rigged in West Africa and in Africa. Example, Nigeria. The election in Nigeria was rigged. I don't want to talk about the election in Sierra Leone. Look at ECOWAS. When Tinubu election was challenged at the Supreme Court of Nigeria, that was when ECOWAS appointed Tinubu to be the ECOWAS chairman. And when he was the chairman of ECOWAS, when they overthrew the government in Niger, they were planning to go and topple that regime. because of France's interest. But the guy said, we have a NATO in the Sahel. The Sahel is NATO. Anybody that touch one country in the Sahel, you have touched all of us. ECOWAS was afraid. You see their problem with ECOWAS. These countries were almost overrun by Islamic militants. France was having a base there. The United States of America was having a drone base there. Yet still, Islamic militants were invading the country. Where was ECOWAS? ECOWAS who always sitting down and fold their hands, while Alassane Ouattara is changing the time limits, the presidential time limit, to be a king in La Côte d'Ivoire. Where was ECOWAS? Or where is ECOWAS? When Julius Maada Bio conducted an election in Sierra Leone and refused to even announce, the electoral commissioner did not even announce the results in Sierra Leone. He is today the head of ECOWAS, the chairman of ECOWAS. A man, I'll be talking about Julius Maada Bio in my next episode, so I don't want to please. So what we are saying, these guys, they have set record. Do you know why I'm saying them? Because the International Criminal Court is a toothless bulldog and an impotent institution. Their jurisprudence is only within their chamber. They cannot do anything. This international, and all their international jurisprudence, they only chase weak countries, and they only chase leaders who are not part of their cabal. Putin, is he not an indictee? Putin is they indicted Putin. He's an indictee, Vladimir Putin. Justice that these guys, they sat down here when they started that ICC. A year after the ICC, the United Nations Security Council unanimously adopted Resolution 1441 on the 8th of November 2002, where the war the world has a unanimous ambition to disarm Iraq, because there were allegations that Saddam Hussein harbored weapons of mass destruction. I'm only telling you why I am so happy that these guys decided to abandon that so-called international courts of justice, ICC. I don't even want to talk about the ICJ. I don't even want to. This is the international court, international criminal court. I don't even want to talk about the ICJ, the International Court of Justice. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about the war crime courts, because the world was going to Iraq to disarm Saddam. The Americans, United States of America, decided to invade Iraq. What did they do? They formed the coalition of the willing, invaded Iraq, killed more than 500,000 human beings, supported by Great Britain, Tony Blair, George Bush, Tony Blair, the late American Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, the late American Foreign Secretary Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, National Security Advisor to George Bush, Tony Blair, and all his defense team. They hired scientists like the late David Kelly. They lied to the world. invaded Iraq. Up to today, Iraq is still in turmoil. Up to today. The men that caused that manslaughter, that destroyed humanity. Tony Blair is coming to go to Gaza to go handle peace in Gaza. And Tony Blair was appointed by another convicted felon. You see, that is why when they are talking about these three military guys, I'm not interested in the assessment of the West for those guys, because the Americans voted for Donald Trump, a convicted felon within the courts, within the jurisprudence of America. He was convicted. He was impeached twice. The Americans decided to vote him. So we don't need the American opinion to tell us about an African leader. Because when the Americans want to elect their president, they don't seek our opinion. How can you elect a convicted felon? But he's today the president of America, and that is America. We respect them. We don't need them to come and tell us what to do here. Tony Blair, they went to Iraq. They did not stop in Iraq. They established a prison in Guantanamo Bay. Men were tortured. People were waterboarding. A gross human rights violation. People were put laid on the ground and poured water on their faces, cold water, to solicit information from them. The Americans went to Iraq. The Abu Ghraib prison that they were condemning Saddam, the Americans used dogs to bite Iraqi officials, to torture them, to get information from them. The Americans. And all this was happening. And we have an international court of justice. You expect the African leaders in the Sahel, this young man, oh man, National Committee for the Salvation of the People of Mali, Ibrahim Goita. National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland, Abdul Thciame. These guys, I respect them. Today, when you go, what Kwame Nkruma was telling us about, there, I don't need to struggle to go to Nigeria. Nigeria need to struggle to come here. Just imagine when you are leaving here to go to Nigeria, the checkpoint from Lome to Niger, before you reach the Jahannama Gate. You know which one is Jahannama Gate? The Jahannama Gate is the Seme border. We are talking about African Union. We are talking about ECOWAS. But today, if you leave Mali, you are going to Niger, just show your ID card. If you leave Niger, you are going to Burkina Faso, just show your ID card. Now they have even created an atmosphere of a visa free for all Africans that enters their countries. Bravo. When they indicted Putin, the same international court, he was invited to China. He was invited to America, Alaska, Donald Trump, another convicted man. The ICC indicted Benjamin Netanyahu, and they indicted Yoav Gallant, the former Israeli defense minister. They did not indict the war cabinet. Not a single military officer of the Israeli army that these guys have ever attempted to indict. Close to 100,000 people are dead in Gaza. Instead, the Americans are sanctioning members of the ICC the Africans will have abandoned that court long time. Charles Taylor is in prison. Charles Taylor, 50 years imprisonment. He might not see his freedom relative to his age for aiding and abetting of the war in Sierra Leone. And those who convicted him, David Crane, the lead prosecutor, Brenda Hollis, Stephen Harper, they are all Americans. These lawyers, they saw everything wrong with Charles Taylor, but their eyes are blind when you come to Netanyahu. A man that will look at the whole war and say there will not be a Palestinian state. Arrogance, exceptionally arrogant. The International Court of Justice is impotent. That is why I support Capitano Ibrahim Traore. Even though I'm a Democrat, I respect democracy when its full content, when the features of democracy are upheld. I respect democracy. But what type of democracy do we have in West Africa? Besides Ghana, at least Liberia. Thanks the guy in the Sahel for abandoning the International Criminal Court. I call it the International Comic Center. That's where comedy reigns. Out of the box podcast, we have evaluated, after we had an intensive microscope of the Sahel guys. We want to congratulate them. They are holding forth. They are holding forth to the dreams and aspiration of the founding fathers of this continent. The United States of America, they have leaders that have name for us. Ronald Reagan, when he had a clash with the late Muhammad Gaddafi, do you know how he called African? He said, that mad dog in that sleeping continent. The Americans believe that we are a sleeping continent. Then in Donald Trump's first term, he called us shithole countries. Donald Trump have no respect for the United Nations. Donald Trump has no respect for any international law. But they are the one that financing this international jurisprudence. The Americans were the highest financier for the war crime courts for Sierra Leone. Their top general, General Tommy Frank, who led the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, these two wars did not receive an endorsement from the United Nations Security Council. But the Americans, who believe that might is right, they overthrow people. Can you imagine the American president, like Iran, a man sitting down in his own country, he's saying that we know where the Ayatollah is. We can kill him if we want to kill him. What type of war is this? A war where a man in his country will advocate for the killing of somebody's leader. This is a country that they are not even allowing their marine, the regular marine, to be tried in any country. Bravo to these 3 military African leaders. And I don't want them to join ECOWAS. These military leaders who has the audacity to abandon France, who has domesticated their resources. I know somebody will say, but you have some issues with Ibrahim Traore. Fine. I am discussing this action of abandoning the International Court of Justice, the court that can only arrest African leaders, the courts that can be defied by an American senator called Ted Cruz, the court that can threaten, the court that can be threatened by one country when this court has signature. This court is a signatory of 137 countries, but 1 or 2 countries can defy those courts. What are we doing there? Out of the Box podcast, we are congratulating the 3 leaders. Captain Ibrahim Traore, Captain Assim Goita. You guys have made it, man. Today, see what is happening. Today, Gaza. How many people more do you want to die? All those babies are Hamas. All those women, they are Hamas. More than 250 journalists have been killed in Gaza. Where is the International Criminal Court? Why do you think we need to be with them? Why Captain Ibrahim Traore will not abandon shorter courts? Why Captain Assim Goita will not abandon shorter courts? Why Lieutenant Colonel Abdul Thciame will not abandon that shorter court? Africa. You see, it was Nacio Fantini in a song, African Will Love. There's something that they say there. Say, Garden of Eden, oh, Africa the first, land of a people, so great, so great, so mighty. That's what he said. Africa is the first. That is what we believe. Land of a great people. But today, they say when America sneezes, the world catches cold. But these African leaders, I'm sharing this with you, man. Capitano Ibrahim Traore, Assim Goita, and Thciame. Let's reclaim our pride. We have 51% more than of the world natural resources. We have the most fertile land for farming. The rivers crisscrossing Africa with fish. What do we need? Diamond? What do we lack? Gold? Why are we being, why do we have, but Mali say, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Why are we having abundance, but we are thirsty? It was Chinua Achebe that said, how can you stand at the bank of the river and wash your hand with spittle? Hey, we have everything. We have to abandon some of this organization. They are of no use to the African continent. We have to close the American bases in Africa. What are they doing here? What do we need the American bases in Africa for? We told you the last time that we have to give them 100% tariff in Donald Trump tariff war. We don't need them. Are we fighting each other in Africa? Do we need American bases? No. So let's congratulate these young men. I say bravo to them for abandoning the International Court of Justice. I say bravo to them. Yes, for having their passport in 1 year. The Confederation of the Sahel or Alliance of the Sahel, they have their passport. They have their ID card. From the time ECOWAS proposed an ECO in the Gambia in the late 90s, when Dawda Jawara was the ECOWAS chairman, they said we are getting ECO. Then France called all her colonies and threatened them. The 7 francophone countries withdrew. Even the 4 anglophone countries, Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, the 5. We said, okay, we are 5. Now that the francophone decided to use CFA, now let's use an ECO. The ECO remain a misery. But in 1 year time, that is why I'm telling you, when Kwame Nkruma said that black man has what it takes, irrespective of the laziness of those African leaders, in 1 year, 3 young military leaders, the eldest one, the oldest one is the guy in Niger. All the rest, are youth. Ibrahim Traore is the 2nd youngest leader in the world. But see the difference is to tell you that indeed the black man, the black race, the black color can indeed manage his own affairs. Thank you very much, Out of the Box. Tomorrow or anytime this week, we'll be going back to the Sierra Leone discussion where Creole and English is mixed. We'll be evaluating Julius Maada Bio, father of democracy or murderer of democracy. Out of the Box podcast. I'm Gabriel Ishmael, and thanks for again your subscription. Please continue to share. We want these messages to reach places that we will never expect that it will reach. That's the beauty of the internet. You guys have done well. Please, I want you to subscribe more, because trust me, we'll soon roll out again the religious diary. We'll soon be talking about entertainment again. You know, it's when I started, I said it is and it will be a multifaceted platform. Once again, thank you very much. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And when you subscribe, press the notification button so that when I come online, when I'm on live, when I send another video, you will see it. You guys are watching those 3 videos massively. Please continue to watch. Gabriel Ishmael, Out of the Box podcast. Thank you very much. And till I meet you again, goodbye.